Good morning. Morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. What is on, my freaks and peeps? Hello, we are here. Woohoo! I'm very sorry. For one, because I'm so late. Your girl had to. Wow! Hello, Laura! Welcome! Good to see you, Laura! Good to see you. Welcome, Lordy! Good morning. Hello, Emperor Cable. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you all. I hope you are doing very well this morning. Hello to everybody who is just lurking. Welcome, welcome. Meepening? What? What does that mean? Oh my god. Dude, I'm nervous because oh sorry. My room sounds like my window's open, but I'm pretty sure my window isn't open, but it's making me nervous, so please excuse if occasionally you see me look, and if you hear any background noise, I don't know why, I don't know what's going on. Hey, go free today. I finally have time. Well, welcome. I'm glad to see you. Of course. Welcome. Yes. I do understand that not everyone. I don't stream at the best time for a lot of people. That's just because I live in the UK and this is the best time for me to do it as of current. But don't worry. Like I've said many times, our times will be somewhat changing once I have moved everything over to the new place, which is still in progress, but we're getting there. It's fine. Yeah, but I do understand. Also, another thing is that, you know, a lot of our regulars have kind of had to sort of start, what's the word, like, not coming to as many streams. I don't really know how else to say that. And that's fine. That's completely fine. Everyone's got lives. Things are just happening. I'm noticing a lot of people are kind of starting to say that they finally have time now, and it's like, well, guys, don't worry. We'll be changing the time. So Mondays will stay the exact same. So it's still going to be 11 a.m. GMT on, which is my time zone. Start. So you can find that information in the schedule tab and translate it over to your time zone. That will be staying the same, and Thursdays, which are also usually that time, although both days are not so much at the minute, but that's because stuff's happening. But Thursdays will be changing. Thursdays is probably going to be the only day changing to start with, and that might be a trial thing, that might be trial and error thing. We got to work it out, but it'll probably be happening later in the evening. Probably also at 3 p.m. to 4 5 p.m. I'm not sure yet. We're gonna see. But we'll work it out from there because life anyway working out. So yes. I have a life. You do indeed. If you if you're only just finding time to come to the streams, you definitely have a life. That's wait, no, because that means I don't mean it to say that no one else has a life, but welcome anyway. I'm just gonna shut up. Jeez. I'm surprised as well. You are? Lordy, you have a life. Oh, not right now. Bruh, feels bad. Well, I'm glad to have you both, have you all. Welcome. Good to have new faces and old faces alike. All are welcome in the Forest of Fantasy. We are glad to have you here, which is nice. But yeah, so today is a bit of a weird one because I haven't done a Thursday stream in ages, which yes is another thing, and probably why people haven't been able to come to the streams as often recently is because I've not been streaming on Thursdays. That's for various reasons. Kind of gone week by week. And it will still go by week for the minute. But obviously I've had to cancel Thursday streams an awful lot over the last few weeks. That's just because shit just keeps happening. I think before the house stuff started happening anyway, I was exhausted, so I took I took a day off, and then the following week I was house moving. It was once again exhausted, so it just kind of kept happening. Last week was the only week that I wasn't exhausted, but that was because that week was cancelled anyway because I had a And so this week I woke up this morning. I went to work because yes, I'm a night shift worker. I woke up this morning and I went to work and I was like, man, I feel terrible. But mind you, I was really tired yesterday and then I slept and I felt fine. And then I was at work and I almost fell asleep on my break, and that was fantastic. So I had a cup of coffee and I felt right as rain. I have had a monster since. So I'm feeling pretty hype. I'm feeling pretty good. Your girl is having a good time. I mean, I'm gonna start working in August. Well, good luck with work. I hope it's fulfilling for you. What? Yeah, like, well, congratulations on the job. I hope it's good for you. Jobs are weird. I've been at my job for like, oh my god, I realized the other day, I'm coming up to, I'm coming up to like 3 years sometime this week. Saturday. Saturday this week, I will have been working in my job for 3 years. That's crazy. That is, well, by far, it is the longest job I've ever had. But like, man, I didn't expect to be where I am this long. And I know to many people, like 3 years isn't that long. You got to keep in mind, I'm only 23, and one of those years was COVID, and I was unemployed during that time. And also various other reasons just meant that I wasn't employable. Um, so you know, life just works like that. I worked if I worked a handful of jobs, but realistically, the only jobs that I've only worked 3 real full-on jobs in my life. And this is my first full-time job. And is still. It will probably be the one I'm in for the longest as well. With any luck, I will stay in it. I don't talk much about what I do. Obviously, I talk about the fact that I do warehousing. But there aren't any specifics, if you will. You guys know that I do manual labor in a warehouse, and that's all you kind of need and slash are allowed to know. Um, yeah. And if you're one of the people on our friendly group chat, and you know, don't say. um, yeah. Software developer, fun. Wow. So you, wow, smart. Yeah, dude. Seriously. 23, Lordy, what are you doing? Nah, I wouldn't have dropped out of uni if I were. What? No, dropping out of uni is smart. If it was the right decision for you, that's all I'm saying. If you're listen, you're not stupid and you're not like any smarter for you're not any smarter for continuing school, and you're not any stupider for leaving, you know? Like, it's not a one size fits all kind of thing. Everyone has their own reasons for things. If you left for mental health, that's just as good of a reason as if you were fit. You know, it's like not a, you know, it's not something that anyone can really blame people for. I went to school. I did not go to uni. So realistically, to me, anyone that does go to uni is doing well. But I know that a lot of people have aspirations for jobs that uni degrees are required. For me, I was an art student, so not something I really thought was any point to going to a uni for. Which is fine if you do art, and you go to uni for it. Great, good on you, not me. I was like, realistically, I have money stress because I had money stress when I went to art college because I did go to an art school. It was just while I was still in free education. Um, so I went to an art school, and like they really tried to force you to go into uni, and I was just like, I'm not doing it. I like literally remember having a fight with my lecturer and just standing my ground and saying like, no. Like they literally got people in to talk to us about it, and they tried to like force us into it, and they like got these two people that had just kind of come in to give us a lecture on what the uni was like, and I was like, no, I'm not doing it. And they straight up came to my table and were like, don't you think it would benefit you even just to have the option set up there? You don't have to fulfill it. I was like, no. I was like, the fact, I literally said to them, I was like, I'm sorry. I know you've been like asked to come here and you're just trying to help me out. But realistically, I'm being forced into something that I don't want to do. And so by that definition, I'm less likely to even consider doing it. So I'm not doing it. Thank you. And they left me alone after that. But that wasn't one of my prouder moments, I'm not gonna lie, but like I didn't go to uni because of that situation, and realistically I was like, realistically I want to become a tattoo artist. There's no point me going to uni. I can't get a uni degree. At the time I couldn't get a uni degree for that. So to me I was like, why would I waste that like 2 to 3 years on that and waste my money when I could go to like a tattoo shop and get an apprenticeship and do that for that time as well and earn money. Hello? Oh my god, the window thing's happening again. um and what do you know what happened? Literally asked every single tattoo shop in Cornwall at the time, and no one would take me on. Because that's just unfortunately the industry in Cornwall at the minute. But never mind. I'm not giving up on it at all. Like, it's not a dream I'm giving up on, but I'm coming up to like, I'll be 24 this year. I'm coming up to that kind of time when you really struggle to get an apprenticeship. So, but realistically, life's just kind of not gonna, life's not really, I'm not in a position to go into an apprenticeship right now. Um, Mostly for the pure fact I can't drive. And also just because, Cornwall isn't great for it. Cornwall's the best place to do tattooing, from what I've been told by the few tattoo artists I did manage to speak to. It's the best place for it because no one's really competitive and everyone kind of specializes in something. So if they can't do something, they'll recommend you a shop that does. And for me, that's great, but like realistically, it's not helping me find anyone. Sorry, I wasn't really like reading chat then. Um, My cat with long freaking claws just made biscuits on me. The best kind. Kneading biscuits. Jasper the tattoo artist. I can see that. Welcome, Retsy, and good to see you. I wish. But it just, yeah. Oh, one of my cats likes to do that on your head. Oh, bro. My new boss had a long talk with me about why I dropped out. He was just happy that it wasn't because of drugs or bad people. Yeah, that's the thing that matters at the end of the day. Like, realistically, if you've dropped out of uni for those reasons, you can go back. Like, even like if you've dropped out of uni for any reason, if you drop out of education, it's not the end of the world. Like, they make it seem like it's the worst thing. Yeah, it's a lot harder to get an education as an adult, but it's still pretty doable. There's plenty of adults that have gone back into education. My mother's one of them. My mother literally, when I was a kid, when me and my sibling were a kid, she didn't understand our math homework at all. And there was even my dad, who excelled in mathematics, couldn't help us with it. And so she was curious to see how much harder, you know, exams and lessons were now compared to how they were when she was a kid. And so she full on went to a math course and did a math GCSE, and she got it. She like succeeded and she got it, which is more than I can say for me because I failed. But but like she went and got that just because she was curious. So it's definitely doable, and realistically, I don't know what it's like in other countries, but in the UK, the basic standard is that most places want you to have at least a math and English GCSE. That is why they are legally required. Um, in the UK, you're legally required to. At least now it is. I know a lot of people are like, "Oh, that wasn't a thing when I was a kid." It's a recent thing they've implemented. But now you have to continue doing your math and English GCSEs until you're 18 years of age, until you pass them. So if you're even if you're in an apprenticeship, they'll still make you do it, sort of thing. And I unfortunately was a victim of this because I failed my math GCSEs by 3 marks. How do I know that? Because they called me up to ask if I'd give consent for them to remark it. Unfortunately, it came back the same, but I full on like I passed the second time round, which was nice, but it was just really irritating, having to go in on what should have been my day off of school and do this course. But I I look back at it now and I'm like, God, that was the worst time because I know what that led to. And you might be wondering, Jasper, like, what did it lead to that could be so horrible? Was it like a really bad teacher? Did you really struggle? No, I met my first boyfriend in that class. And oh my God, if I could go back now and be like, hey, just a heads up, this might seem like the best thing ever right now, but trust me, this guy is a dick. And you know what? 2018 is going to be the worst year of your life. And just don't bother with it. Like, straight up, just leave his ass while he's in Europe. And that's just all I'll say. It's not worth it. Your life isn't going to change dramatically if you leave him now compared to waiting and leaving him a few years later. So, oh my God. Good Lord. But yeah, I'm glad you didn't leave uni for drugs. Same rat, thank you. Guys, stop. I would love to be a tattoo artist, and trust me, you guys would be straight up the first people to find out. It was like, originally when I started streaming, I was like, this would be great if I got like a platform to some extent, and then I start tattooing professionally. It'd be so cool to do like tattoo live streams and stuff. I'd love to do that, but unfortunately, it's just not in my pipeline right now. Maybe I'll take a U-bend at some point and I'll get there eventually. But right now, it's just a straight line to like very simple adult things of job, house, and eventually marriage. And then I can maybe think about things. But, marriage isn't on the cards at the minute, by the way. For anyone like, it's like, ayo, it's not right now. Wait, I'm reading things. I'm a good noodle. I know. I'm sure you are. You get a good noodle star. Gold star. Lordy's drugs are hags. This is very true. Hags with big butts. Bruh. Who are you saying has a big butt? Indeed, bruh. Guys. Good afternoon, everyone. Good morning, Mimi. Good to see you. Good to see you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. They were actually looking for uni dropouts. I wonder why. Do you think, like... Oh, you know what? It's probably a statistic thing more than anything. Like, they can say, like, we've been doing a lot of work with, like, uni dropouts, trying to get them, like... like, some places employ people for just statistical value. In fact, I'm pretty sure the only reason I managed to like scrape by with employment at my place, because they really didn't want to employ me. My boss was a bitch. Because as you guys know, like I'm under a certain management, and then that management and the rest of us are also under a bigger boss, and then so on and so on. So that is my supervisor. We've talked about him before. My supervisor's great, but he wasn't originally my supervisor, and he wasn't the supervisor that employed me. The original supervisor that employed me, unfortunately, does also still work with me, so I have to be really careful when I talk about this, but like, she did not like that there was another female in this warehouse, essentially, and because I was the only one, and I was also quite young at the time, so it was like, not the best time. And I really struggled to get my job, and she would often like swap me around in different kind of areas in the warehouse doing different jobs that were, you know, varying levels of difficulty to try and get me to leave because, it was going to do my nut in. And I just stuck with it because I knew that it was a test, and it like took a long time, and all my other coworkers were like kind of getting employed and stuff if they weren't already, and then I was kind of the only one left by the end of it. I literally started with someone else and they got employed about 3 months before I did, and eventually like they extended my contract because I was only temporary contract. They extended my contract for several months because she just did not want to employ me for absolutely no reason. Like I've still to this day never actually got a good reason. Um the reason I was given by our overhead boss was actually not a very great one. And that's not to say like it was like, a very wish-washy, like, no, she was straight up honest with me about what kind of the impression she'd got, but nothing had been ever said officially. But eventually I think that our big boss kind of put their foot down and said, you have to kind of employ her or not employ her, because realistically, statistically, it would do us really well to have a female on the team. And so I got employed. And then for the next year, I was the only female that worked on the warehousing team, which is great, which made up for a lot. So, yeah. And now I'm not. I ended up paving the way for the other women there, because I work with other women now, which was super nice. Not so great for the bathroom situations though. There's like one set of bathrooms. Literally the girls' toilet has like 2 fucking stalls, right? I've been in the men's. Don't ask me why. I was putting up promotional posters, okay? There was nothing weird about it. But like I was in there, and before anyone freaks out, I wasn't in there on my own. Like, I went. Paul brought me in there, and because we worked together. If you missed that, we worked together. But so I was putting up these posters in there, and I walked in, and I was like, "What the fuck? They have not only 2 stalls, but about 5 urinals." And I'm like, "Bruh, why do we have 2 bathroom stalls, one of which stops working quite frequently?" So yeah, that was not that was not the greater moment, but yeah. um Well, just because someone wasn't the best at school or uni doesn't mean someone's stupid. This is very true and exactly right. You are just because you are kind of made to feel like you're not going to succeed in education does not necessarily mean you're bad at education. It just means you're potentially just not suitable for the traditional educational sense. I know I'm not. I went through school and I passed. I scraped by, right? But I wasn't suited for traditional schooling methods. I know that. Pretty much everyone around me, including the school, knew that. But there really aren't many other options, especially if you live somewhere like, I live in Cornwall. There wasn't really any other options for me. So, other than homeschooling, which wasn't feasible. I was homeschooled for a bit, but when I was like really little, I just distinctly remember I was like probably like 3 or 4. I wouldn't have been very old at the time. And yes, I do remember this. I remember my mum teaching me how to exchange money for goods and services at home, and we basically played checkout, and it was super sweet, and I do remember it really distinctly. She gave me loads of little paper coins, like with like 10p, £1 written on it, and I was like, she would put like these price stickers on things that I owned, and was like, I just remember she had to really explain to me that I wasn't actually buying them; they were still mine. It was just an example. Uh, but she's like, so buy this and this and this, and then you have to give me the exact right amount of money. And that's how she taught me not only how to count, but how to exchange money for goods and services, which was great because in the UK as well, we don't, our tax is included in the price of items, so we don't have to work out tax at the bill or anything. So it was super sweet. I do remember that quite distinctly. But interestingly, that would have been when I was homeschooled, which was when I was probably too young that I should remember it, but for some reason I do. So that's nice. But yeah, you're definitely not stupid if you didn't, if you mentally did not get along with traditional education methods. No. If it wouldn't be for Maple, I would offer being the next boyfriend. No, that's okay. I think you're pretty committed to Maple, and I completely understand. That's okay. I understand. My feelings are only slightly hurt. They say because I was already a bit older and have a different view on life as a person that just got off school. That makes sense. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah. Interesting. I just never heard of somewhere like actually like looking for a specific type of person. That's really cool though. I never did college or uni. I knew I was gonna suck, so never bothered. Bruh, you would have been fine. Couldn't decide for a specific subject, so I didn't go. Oh, really? I would have thought you'd do like art or something. On another thing, my boss is in the committee that grades the final exams. Oh my god, for my apprenticeship, bruh. Man. Oh man. I went to so when I was in school, I don't know how like soon after like I did this that it was brought in originally, but when I was in school, we were told that when I was growing up and I went to secondary school, I was told pretty much by everyone that most people in my family especially dropped out at like before 16. So me going to like secondary school, I was expected to continue through my GCSEs. And then when I did my GCSEs, it was dropped on me that I actually had to then do further, what's called further education over here. So further education here is that, you know, you go to primary school, which is like our like early years. I couldn't tell you the ages to be honest, because I don't know. But like you go into primary school and then you go into secondary school, which when I was in school it was called college because that's what they labeled it as, but it is just secondary school. So I went into secondary school, and then what you're then expected to do is what's called further education. So that can be college, it can be an apprenticeship, or it can be a sixth form. So my school offered, and I'm not afraid to talk about this because I'm pretty sure most places offer this, but my school offered a sixth form. I did not apply to it. I refused because I was like, I am not getting lumbered here even if it is my only option. So I didn't apply to that. I literally only applied to go to this art college. And I went. It was good. It was a good time. Maybe not the best years of my life. And to be honest, at the time, I went and I got a boyfriend, and literally art was the least of my worries at the time. And I'm surprised still to this day that I managed to get a passing grade in that school, because I was really up against it because so I did illustration, that's what I specialize in. But I did illustration. My mentor was the biggest dick on the planet, and I really, really struggled to like do what I was good at. So when I went, I specialized in graphite realism. So if you don't know that is, it's basically drawing people or animals in pencil. Like as in like HB pencils, or like, you know, just different tones of pencils. So that's what I specialized in going into art college. That's what I got. And because I got a what's it called, it's got a name. Unconditional, that's what I got. I got an unconditional placement, so regardless of what I scored in my GCSEs, I would have got in. I did not know this at the time. But I managed to get the enough, even though it wouldn't have made a difference. Probably if I had known that, it probably would have made my life so much less stressful that last year, but never mind. So I received an unconditional placement. I went, and then I was like, well, I'll have to go into illustration because that's what I'm good at. The illustration teacher did not encourage realism at all, which is a common issue with art schools and courses and GCSEs in Britain anyway. They really don't like realism for some reason. They really hyperfixate on surrealism. And I still, to this day, do not know why, because it's not the only art medium. And also, it's the one art medium that will least likely to get you a job. So when I went, our instructor really didn't like that. And the course also did not want to teach you about how to get a job in the industry. They wanted to teach you how to become a freelancer, which is great skills to have. But freelancing is the hardest kind of career to get into in like art in general. Now it's a lot easier because we have things like Fiverr and VGen and stuff, and obviously like the market has opened up quite a significant amount more. Maybe not so much in recent years because it's like, you know, things that we won't discuss. But like it's a lot easier to do it now than it was when I was in school. So I didn't have the best hope anyway. And then to have the one thing I was good at told to me that wasn't going to get me a passing grade was not the most encouraging thing. I also said to them that I wanted to become a tattoo artist, and he was so dismissive about it. I literally had to have a meeting with the head of our course and my mother to explain to him why it was inappropriate that he was discouraging me from what was essentially my passion, which sucked. Did he fucking apologize? Did he, like, only when he realized he was gonna get in trouble, which was like, too late, dude. But yes, he was really discouraging, and it was it ended up being really hard because I kind of I had to find a different medium in the end. What I ended up doing was I wasn't doing well with the realism anyway. I painted a lot, that although did good in my friendship group because everyone really liked like my flowers and stuff and my forests that I used to paint, but the course wasn't so forgiving. So what ended up happening was I actually ended up getting I kind of ended up going down the route of what we know now as like manga illustration. And that's kind of what I ended up like focusing on, which, as you can see from my model, was what like did me the best long term anyway. But it wasn't the best time. I managed to scrape by anyway, and then once I left, I literally went to every tattoo studio I could to ask for a job. And they all said that I needed to focus on graphite realism because that's what would have got me a job in tattooing. And so I did. And for like another 1 to 2 years, all I did was graphite realism. So I've got loads of like really big drawings of like actors, like celebrities, YouTubers that I just drew like and just did a lot of. And I love those. And then I stopped because it didn't go anywhere and I lost passion for it, and they took so long, and I was at the time being an asshole, and he constantly was telling me that I did them too quick because like an A2 drawing would take me 2 days to a week at most, right? And then one drawing took me 2 years to finish. And obviously I did other stuff in between that, and I just gave up after that. I was like, I'm not doing this. But that's where I'm at now. Sorry, I wasn't reading chat. I'm so sorry. Oh god, everyone's trying to work out primary school. Hey Wacko, welcome Emperor Cable. I did say hi to you earlier. 7 to 11 years, or 6 to 10 years old. Grade 7 to 11. That is secondary school. Oh, never mind then. For 7th grade, you would be 11 to 12 years old. Yes. I have to calculate something. Give me a sec. Most people leave secondary school here by the age of 15, 16. I left when I was 15 because I was born in August, which meant I was kind of I was summer baby, which means I was up against it anyway. Because if you didn't know, summer babies So anyone born around like June to August have a harder time in traditional education anyway, because like in the nicest way possible, we're not gonna be like, maybe, how do I put it? We're not gonna necessarily be able to keep up as well as someone who was born in September of the year before, who's in the same year group as us, because developmental like stages are different. So I never understood why they did it like that. It was so stupid. But regardless of how they did it, whoever is on the like kind of closing gap of like the end of the year kind of thing is going to struggle anyway. So unfortunately for me, as an August baby, I struggled, as was. But where was I going with this? Yeah, so I was 15 when I left school. I got my GCSEs at that point. I was 15 when I got all my GCSEs. I then had my 60th birthday and then went to America, came back, got my nose pierced, and then I went to art college. And that was the end of that story. And by that point I was 16. So I was like applicable for the age group, but it was terrible when I left art college, because all my friends who were all over the age of 18 got to go out drinking with our lecturers, and I couldn't because I was 17 years old. I was not old enough to buy my own drinks at that point, which was terrible. It sucked ass, dude. Like, just being invited out to see people was like not a fun time. Now I'm 23 and I can buy whatever I want, but oh, itchy. What the fuck? Hello, artist man Rod. Welcome, good to see you. I had an art teacher once. Someone did an awesome piece of art, but it wasn't exactly what she told us to do, so she ripped it in half. I've heard that story so many times. It's so horrible. It's literally like, what is the point? Like, what is the point? It's like, if it's not what you asked for, just tell me that and let me keep the project, Don't waste materials. Jeez. Alright, billionaires no longer hire living artists, so Fiverr it is. It's yeah. Typically as well, like, as someone who does illustration, realistically, I'm not gonna be employed to do like a logo, because that's not what I specialize in. If I was gonna be someone that was available to hire to do like logos or marketing options, I would be a graphic designer / graphic illustrator, which I'm not. I'm an illustrator, as in I do storybooks, manga, and graphite realism. So that's what if you're wondering how to differentiate, that's what that is. So realistically, the course focusing on getting me a job as a freelancer was not going to help me in any way, because that's not what I specialize in anyway. And it also wouldn't have helped anyone doing graphic illustration or graphic design, because that was also like not going to be really a freelancer job anyway. So for me, I wouldn't be employed anyway in that way. I'm going to be going down this route of like illustration route. So that's tattooing, that's storybook making, that's like coloring book making, that sort of stuff, fan art production. It's whatever like that appeals to. And that's not, at the time, that wasn't a thing. It is now, but like it wasn't when I was in school. So when I was in school, it's like, what am I doing this for? Realistically as well, I would like to stress out here, I didn't go to art college to get a job in art. I actually really didn't care if I got a job in art or not, but it was the only thing I was good at. So that's why I went anyway, because I was like, it's all I aim for. My one dream in life, my 2 bucket list items were to get a job, was to go to art college and get a boyfriend. That was all I cared about, and I did both those things. So realistically, to me, it did not matter. But yeah, so that's why that happened. Welcome, Net. Net redeemed drink dummy. Thank you, Net. I will drink to that. Sorry, I am really behind on chat. If anyone's wondering, like, I am very aware people are saying things along with what I'm saying, and I'm just like, I'm getting there. I'm also a really slow reader. I'm sorry. But yeah, Fiverr like does do a lot. Big old nerd. No. Took the weeb route. Yeah, straight up, it was all I had options for. I remember drawing like, because we had to give examples of like illustrations we could do at the time. So because I didn't have enough time to do like a full-on piece, I just did like a chibi supernatural piece because that was my special interest at the time. And by the way, it is my current special interest again. But like supernatural was my special interest at the time. So like anything, I did pretty much everything supernatural. So I just did a supernatural like chibi fan art thing. I very much ripped off an image I had on the internet, but you know, they didn't really care about that sort of thing. And it was just an example of what we could do essentially. And this guy, like this illustration teacher, straight up came by my table and was like, it'd be really cool if you drew like lizard scales or something on one of them. And I looked at him dead in the face and I was like, but it's based on characters. Like, I was so confused. I was like, why would you tell me to like draw something on something that's not got any relation to that? I was like, not really like what I'm doing, my dude. And then went and complimented one of the other people that sat on our table. That was like, great. Thanks, man. So wonderful. Like, it was like, this was my first day. So this was like, from the get-go, I was already like expected to fail. Fortunately, I didn't know. Yeah. I will drink to that. My birthday is in exactly 2 months. Well, happy birthday for in 2 months. If you remind me again at the time, I will wish you it again. I studied art history. Fuck all fine art. Dude, straight up, as an artist, I don't ever want to turn around and say that anyone's art is bad because that's not my place to judge, and art is completely subjective. But if you do art that is supposed to be subjective and it looks like a child could have also replicated it, I hate you because you've set a standard that is impossible to replicate and it's really sad. It's like I don't mean to like bash anyone that does do that. It's completely up to you if you do that, and I'm not really in that space to really give criticism on it, but at the same time, like that art style of like surrealism, like what are good examples I could like give? There's like the Tate Modern. See if I can look it up. I don't know. There's like a very famous art piece, like famous. There's a really famous type of like art that's just basically squares. And I don't remember what it's called. Subject. Man, I can't think what it's called. Look at this. Found an image of what it is. Piet Mondrian? You know who that is. They're basically like, the art is like just squares. It's just lines with colored squares in it. You might know what I'm on about just talking about it. But that art, I've done that too, you know. I did that in primary school on MS Paint for an art like club. Like I don't understand why that art gets the kind of, what's it called? Like it receives that much praise. I'm like, man, cool, man. I did that too. I think we all did that on MS Paint. I know it's not MS Paint. I know it's like an actual painting, but it's like, dude, like straight up, like, what's fucking creative about that? I don't understand. And what I less understand is people being like, oh, there's a hidden meaning in things. It's like, what hidden meaning? It's just squares on a piece of canvas. Like, I don't understand. You would hate the Tate Modern. That's why I've never been. I think I have been to the Tate Modern, and I just remember being like, what the fuck is going on? It's like straight up, like I'm sorry if people like really like praise those pieces, but I literally do not understand it. Like, and I got criticized a lot by like people that aren't even artists, being like, what do you mean, like that's like really famous? Like, why do you hate like art that you can't think of? And I think a lot of it comes down to the fact that I take things very literally. So for me, looking at a canvas with just some lines and squares on it, I'm just gonna take it as a canvas with some lines on and squares on it, and I'm gonna go, I can do that in MS Paint in 5 minutes, you know? Like it's very much like that whole mentality kind of thing. And I don't want to be a snob about it because I'm very aware that someone's done that and it's created them like their career essentially, but it's like, man, like I'm sorry, it's so ugly. It's like you're basically just painting kitchen tiles. Like straight up, like it's like, yeah, me too, man. Oh, sorry, right. Plans, lol. I dropped art stuff for sixth form as by that point I wanted to be a body piercer. Dude, that is such a great career path to go down, and they do not talk about it. I have people in my real life, because if you didn't know, I visually you can't see it because I'm a VTuber, but like IRL, I'm covered in piercings. Like I have 18 in total. I've been pierced 19 times. So I've got like visually you can see a lot of piercings, right? Some you can, but most of them you can see, right? So I get like when I talk about like tattooing and piercing, people say like, "Oh, I know somewhere you could probably become a body piercer at," and it's like, I don't want to be a body piercer. I just have a lot of piercings. It's like what I just like. It's like I'm a body modification enthusiast. I'm not someone who aspires to be a piercer, but like flash forward several years, maybe I will be. I don't know. It's not something I aim for. It'd be cool if I could, but it's not really something that I'm super interested in that sense. But I do have a massive special interest in it. Like I have a really big special interest in body modification and stuff. Much to the horror of my coworkers, who I informed the other day about trigger warning. I'm just gonna say this. I'm not going to talk about it too much, but if you want to find out more about it, I really advise you look it up with your own user discretion. It is not nice, and you might think, "Oh, yeah, I can look that up." It's pretty scarring to look at, but penis splitting. I like told my coworkers about that, and they straight up were like, "What? What do you mean?" That's not a thing. And it's like, oh yeah, it very much is. So you're welcome for that one. But please, I want to stress this. If you're like, what the fuck is that? Don't look it up. Unless you're like very aware of what splitting body parts looks like. And you're probably desensitized to gore in general. Just be aware. And I would like to stress as well, it's actually kind of hard to find. It's really hard to find images of genuine ones that aren't like massively censored by like the internet. thing was the only place I ever found it. And to be honest, I think I looked a few years ago and you couldn't find it anymore. And this isn't like one image that I've seen on the internet like a long time ago. Like this is a thing people do. There are like several images. But it is probably the one, despite the fact that I'm a body modification enthusiast and I really love pretty much every body modification, even if I wouldn't have them myself. This is one of like I can count on my hand how many body modifications I look at and go, why would you do that to yourself? And it's about like one, and it's this one where I'm just straight up like, but why though? Like I don't see the visual like appeal of it, and I don't see the practical appeal of it. And those are two pretty like important things when you get any body modification to have, is like you kind of need like practical is unlikely, right? But like visual like is kind of important. Like it's got to at least look pleasing to you. And this is just one I'm like, it doesn't. Like I'm not like, and I'm not like the general public. So like if I'm like turning around and being like it doesn't look good, then it probably really doesn't look good. But that's not me trying to be a snob. I'm just saying like it's just like okay, dude. Oh no, I got an ad break coming. Oh, anyway, you're welcome for that one. Here's me mail. Lara, get your shit pissed by Mimi. That would be fun. Mimi, I'd let you piss me. Lordie's birthday is the day after my mum's. Very fun. I'm not ashamed of what I did. What the? What did you do? You mean the self-portrait of Van Gogh? No. Van Gogh is one of the very few surrealist artists that I actually do like. I think Starry Night is probably the greatest masterpiece ever. Yeah, it's surrealism, but it's also very obviously like based on something. It's just his style that's done it like that. It is single-handedly the most beautiful kind of painting I've ever seen, and I love it. And I know that's basic to say. And yes, part of my bias is that I'm also very into Doctor Who. If you know, you know. But like it's probably one of the few like paintings that I'm like genuinely, for a surrealist painting, this is the best thing ever. And to me, that's what surrealism should be. It should be visually something like appealing to look at. And most surrealism that I've seen is not. And there are some exceptions. There are some exceptions where I'm like, I don't really think it looks, I don't really see the point in it, but I think it looks good from an art perspective, like from an artist's eyes. Like the melting clock paintings, I don't necessarily think it's the best thing ever, but from an artist's perspective, I'm like, wow, this actually looks really good. It's just not really like a great standard to set for artists like myself who specialize in more realistic stuff, because when we then go into art courses and stuff, and we do what we specialize in, we're told that it's not surrealist enough. And for some reason, all artists are put into this box where they should be making like Van Gogh and like melting clock paintings, you know. I know they're not the same artist, but I'm just saying, like, it's like we're expected to kind of perform to that level, and it's like that's not going to happen. And also, pretty much all those artists did not become famous until they were dead. So what's the point? What is the point in aiming to die before I make any money or profit off my paintings, you know? What's the point? But no, the Van Gogh painting is any Van Gogh painting is beautiful, you know. Was it Van Gogh that cut off his own ear? Yes, it was. It's shite in my opinion. Probably around about right. I've seen the Mona Lisa, and by the way, for anyone that hasn't seen the Mona Lisa, and this was before it got absolutely, like, this was several years before the whole oil incident. The Mona Lisa, pretty cool to see in person, but you need a magnifying glass to see it. You see it on, like, you know, famous posters, you see it in, like, gift shops. Like, it's a pretty famous painting, right? What they don't tell you is that painting is about an A4 sheet of paper size big. It's not a big painting by any stretch of the imagination, which is why it's so detailed, because anyone knows if they're an artist that specializes in realism, that when you do realism, it's easier to do it on a smaller scale than it is a bigger scale. For me, I prefer bigger scale because it means that I have a bit more freedom with making mistakes, but like, man, it's hard. But yeah. But I can't read chat, the ad break thing. So sorry for anyone that's been replying, and I'm about to reply to things. And they're just in breaks. I'm sorry. Honestly, you could change the category to just chatting after talking for so long. The reason that we keep the category as the game is because I will forget to change it back. And also I usually talk for about an hour before we play the game, which is a problem on my part. But yeah. Some you can. Yeah. I want to see the hidden piercings, bruh. I just the chat really didn't like me talking about the penis thing. Why would you say? What do you mean? Why would I say that? People have that. Why would I say that? I did warn you. Why would someone do that? Like, can't bro even pissing? From the little research I've done, because I'm pretty sure there's like one person on Reddit that's ever kind of admitted to having it and has been willing to answer any questions about it. From what I found, this was several years ago, mind you, was that it was for the visual appeal rather than the like physical appeal. But the physical had some kind of creative options when it came to, you know, wink wonk. But like it's a bit of a weird one. And I don't even understand how it's great for that, because it's like you're splitting it like down the middle, like you're basically like making it align with your legs, if that makes sense. Like the gap in your legs, like not really. I want to describe. I should stop talking. Stop talking. Your PP is still in one piece. I don't have a PP. But yeah, because that was another thing that my coworkers were asking me when I was talking about it the other day. They're like, so, like, but your urethra runs through that. It's like, yep. Don't ask me. I hope I'm not crazy, and this isn't just something that I think it's. I don't know. I remember seeing it. It wasn't like the nicest thing to look at. I'm not sure if you can find it anymore. You just have to push both parts together. I think that is genuinely how you do it, or you sit down. Press your wiener together. Oh, I can't see the screen. No! Pisses on you, bro. The melting cock. Fuck! The melting. No, I didn't read that right. You genuinely wrote the melting cock painting. The melting clock with an L. I love melting cock. And what the Frida Kahlo? Oh my god. Disregard my message, bruh. Fake your own death, make cash money. Oh my god. Well, do you remember the Doctor Who episode with Van Gogh in it, where he went forward in time with him and was like, oh, I'm famous? Yeah, it made me so sad. Dude, I cried at that fucking episode. Alright, what's visually appealing on that? Don't ask me, man. I don't know. I don't know, but tastes are different. Yeah, that's the point. Imagine making two peeps out. What I had. I need to look this up now. I'm gonna find out if this is real. Right. How full's my bladder? I'm gonna go on break real quick. And then when I get back, we will go straight into the game. So hang on to that thought and we'll continue talking. Oh my god, wait. Just watching my elderly neighbors play croquet in their garden, quite wholesome. At least he's not riding his ride-on lawnmower. That's not how I thought that conversation was going. At least he's not riding his ride-on lawnmower around the fucking gravel drive again. Dude, some people just like to, like, you know, Sound like a blender. That's how they spend their days. You know what? If I was retirement age, I'd be sure to do it. No more PP talk. We'll come back to that potentially. I'm not giving up on it. Yeah. They fucking on the lawnmower. Sounds like it. Right, I will be RB. And I'm back. Straight over to video game because I am very aware of the fact that it might take a minute to set up, so please be patient. Maple likes to watch that. We know another kink of his. Voyeurism, bruh. You've played this game for 4 hours. Would you recommend this game? I would. I really do like Urban Jungle. If you are into the game unpacking, I do so recommend this game. It's so much fun. And there's a little bit of a more kind of interactive story, if that makes sense. But yeah, it's cool. Oh god, this surprised me. I'm sorry. Oh god, it's just getting straight into it. Good lord. Guys are just gonna have the music and no visual for a second. You just have to give it a minute, it will load. This is really slow. Okay, it's really slow. Really, really slow. Oh, come on. It did this before anyone freaks out. This has happened before. I just don't know why it does it. I went to the refillery yesterday. Just going on to that conversation. Away from what we were talking about originally. Which, by the way, on my break, did look up, by the way. I'm not imagining it. It was real, and it is real. It's still a thing. It's not as bad as I remember it, but I remember there was an image of someone who'd had it done right down the middle, so just be aware if you do decide to look it up on your own time. Clear your search history, and also just be aware it's not visually the nicest thing to look at. But yeah, it is a real thing people do, so. But anyway, moving swiftly on. Nah, I'm good. You're fine. Probably for the best. Talking about eco-friendliness, while this game refuses to load visually, for some reason this is still a thing. Please don't make me have to restart the game. I need to romance the hags. Yeah, to be fair, and after seeing this, you'll probably never get... I'm not finishing that fucking sentence. There we go. Hang on. I'm just... putting on lip balm. Okay. So... they're going with this. I don't think it will let us do the... Yeah, okay. I don't remember what happened. It's been so long since we played it, but I think this is my new shop or something. But yeah, we went to Well, it wasn't just me. But we went to the eco shop yesterday and got some things, which is something I do every week at the minute. So my local refillery, I bought some spaghetti. And I bought some fusilli, or just like fusilli pasta. And I bought some. Oh, this looks terrible. I bought some dried mango because it's my absolute favorite. It got me thinking, actually. I was like genuinely like thinking about like, oh, like I wonder how like hard it would be to like get my own get my own what do you call them, dehydrator, and like make my own freaking like dried mango, dried I like vegetable chips, so could I make those as well? And I was like, oh, I wonder how like hard it is. They're not too expensive if you want to get a decent one. Like it is like around £100, but if you just want to get the basic one to start with, they're like £20 to £30 each, which isn't too bad. However, these fucking bitches take fucking anywhere between 2 to 48 hours to cook anything. And I'm like, man, who the fuck has time for that, you know? Right, I'm not doing this. I'm gonna do them like along. Annoying. But yeah, I'm like, straight up, dude, who the fuck has, like... If I'm gonna shove some mango in a fucking machine I paid, like, you know, 30 to £100 for, I would expect it to be done within the hour, you know? Like, man, why? Why does it need that long? Someone who uses a dehydrator, let me know, because I'm, like, completely just at a loss. Like, I'm genuinely, like, concerned. I'm like, why is it gonna take me this long? But that's where I'm at right now with it. So, no, I'm not looking to buy a dehydrator any soon. Look, okay, Lara, see you soon. I genuinely am, like, disturbed. I can't get over it. I'm like, why is it that long? And is there a quicker option? I'm stressed. Is this all the freaking space I have? Are you kidding? Better fucking not be. But I'm genuinely like, I'm not, like, much as I'm like, man, I'm not doing that, that costs so much money for so, like, such a shit thing kind of thing. On the other hand, I'm also a bit like, but hypothetically, you know, like, I'm a bit like, yeah, that's shit, but like, unless kind of situation. Unless, would it be crazy if I just did it, you know? That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm like, genuinely, I'm like, yeah, this is terrible, but like, is it that bad? I'm like, am I still against doing it? Because if it was just to do like dried mango, I probably wouldn't even like consider it. Like, I'd be like, that is too much money, too much time, too much just effort in general to make something that, you know, I can just get from the shops. Like, I don't even if I was trying to avoid plastics, like, my refillery stocks it. Not very often, but they do stock it. So why would I bother? And it's more just the fact that like it just costs so much to kind of like buy. It's very expensive. But like, and also if you guys weren't aware, I'm not going to talk too much about it because you guys just be vigilant during this time, because I've received some news that I might or not talk about at some point, but obviously there's a bit of a kind of speculation going around at the minute about the fact that there's been so many cyber attacks and it's looking like social media will be next, which this isn't the first time this has happened, and it won't be the last, but just like stay vigilant and, you know, just be careful about what advice you're taking and just be aware of who you're friending and stuff. And if you've got strangers in your kind of friend group, like as in like if there's any like strange accounts that you've added at some point, just maybe delete them for the time being, because if they care they'll come back. But there's been some stuff recently about like Discord's looking like it might be next, but I'm not sure how true that is. But you can find information about that on both Mina, Mimi's, and I think T servers have got a thing explaining what you... I'm gonna go on another 6 kilometers run, gonna lurk for a bit. Another one? What do you mean? Another one. Man, who has the effort for that? But good on you, man. Anyway, enjoy your run. But like, I'm genuinely a bit like a bit, I'm not sure how real it is, so just be careful. I did one yesterday. Oh, okay. I thought you meant another one today, and I was like, are you okay? But obviously, if you didn't know, the UK recently had a huge cyber attack, so a lot of our supermarkets haven't been able to stock things because of supply issues, and also just because of, and the supply issues are due to the cyber attacks. In my, like, from what shops I've been to over the last like couple weeks, I've noticed like, I thought it was just a co-op thing because I went to co-op and they had a big sign that said that they were having supply issues. But I also went to an M&S, and to be honest, I don't remember where else I went. I went to an Asda, I went to a Lidl, I went to all sorts. But yeah, they're all having supply issues as well, and I'm just like, man, I've seen people talk about like what they're kind of missing out on. One of the things that I noticed was missing at M&S was the fucking dried like vegetable chips that I like, and I'm so sad about it. So hopefully that gets sorted. I haven't been recently, so not exactly close to me, so. But yeah, just be vigilant, guys. I think even if, you know, there is like a hoax going on right now, I'm a bit reluctant to share kind of those sort of things because they end up becoming a bit of a what is it called, like a chainmail kind of thing, and but I'm not like disregarding it as a fact. I'm just being like, just be careful about, you know, people talking about it and stuff. But all I'm saying is just like, I can't speak on how real or not real it is. But in all honesty, it wouldn't surprise me. Is this for a child? What's going on? I thought these were stools. Whoa, okay, oh my god. That's not holding on to anything. You know what, though? I will talk about this. This broke my heart. I saw someone on TikTok talking about the fact that whoever did the cyber attack, just be aware that this is who you're hurting. And it was their cat, and like their cat hadn't, like, had kept looking in their shopping basket from like M&S, like their shopping bags when they got home, to look for like the treats they normally get, and they just didn't have any because the supplier issues right now. it was so devastating. I was like, oh man, the poor cat. I felt so bad for it. Oh, okay. Right. Hmm. Okay. My nose playing the pain. God. Oh! I was thinking today, I wanted to talk about this actually on stream. I was thinking today about, like, uh, several years ago, I was introduced to a game through my dad's Xbox called Mirror's Edge, and I know many of you will probably know the game I'm on about. So Mirror's Edge is a game that I have attempted to play once, but I've never, like, finished or anything. Like, I didn't get very far with it. I haven't, like... Oh. Oh. I haven't, like, played it very much or anything, but it's probably, I'm not gonna lie, it might be the next game we play on Mondays. Partially because I don't, to be honest, I don't actually know how well we'll get on with the game, but in part because obviously Mondays are our long form games, so the games that have a bit of a story but don't necessarily have a story, or we're following like a certain pathway with it, but like it's kind of open-ended, so we can like dilly-dally, shilly-shally, that sort of thing with it. And obviously we've talked about the fact that I wanted to do Skyrim, so Skyrim was going to be the next game that we did. But part of me wanted to kind of wait with Skyrim until I had like better graphics. I like the name. Thought it is a good name. I wanted to wait until I had better graphics for it, right? So that's why I'm a bit on the fence about when we finish Stardew Valley, whether or not we'll go on to Skyrim next. I don't know how well it will run. I'm pretty sure Mirror's Edge should run on this PC, and we might be able to stream it. So that would be cool if we could do that. But I'm not sure. And to be honest, I haven't actually checked if it's available, but if anyone's interested, let me know. Definitely something I'm willing to look into some. Oh. Sorry if you can hear something tapping behind me. I actually have literally no idea what's makes me a bit nervous because obviously I've moved everything off like the shelf on my, what do you call it, like the top of my wardrobe, everything. Oh yeah, how's moving going? So moving is still going really slow, but my plan to get everything kind of in and done by the end of the week is probably not going to happen, but with any luck, if I'm really diligent tomorrow, we might be in by next week, like early next week, which is really scary and also a bit insane to me to say out loud, because it's obviously like it's a big deal sort of thing. Because, you know, this has been like, we're on week 4 right now. We're coming up to week 5 of moving. My rent is due next week, which is crazy that I've paid 1 month rent already. And I'm not even living there, you know? Like, I can't live there. But that's partially because it took so long to clean the place. I don't know. This is one of those things, isn't it? It's like, man, you know, like, fuck. That sort of attitude where it's a bit like, aw, man, this is taking too long. That here for now. So obviously it wasn't supposed to take this long. It ended up taking this long because, you know, the car situation, the cleaning situation, the just faulty everything situations. It was just all kind of going a bit wrong. Oh, and also, I don't think I ever did update you guys about the washing machine. I'm not sure. I might have done. But the washing machine, if you didn't know, the washing machine's been a bit of a problem since we moved in. Like, it leaks everywhere. It wasn't really in the best condition when we got in there. It was covered in mold. And it didn't have, like, the hose attachment for the drainage. So we basically had to kind of fix it ourselves, sort of thing, which is, like, not great. And it's been a bit of a journey, but we're kind of getting there now. But one of the big things that happened was that the washing machine, the wall next to the washing machine, was growing mold, and we didn't know why. And it was mold that was like lifting the paint, and like we couldn't stop it at all. And it would be like, we still, to be honest, even now, we are not 100% sure why it did this, but it would like, the mold would like kind of collect along like a line and then lift up the paint on the wall next to it. And we'd brush it off, and then like a couple hours later it would be back, right? And this kept happening, and we realized there's very obviously a leak. We weren't sure if, like, when they installed the piping, if they'd like drilled through like water pipe on the inside of the wall or what, but we hadn't even used it and it was leaking, right? We used it once and it leaked all over the floor. We've realized what it might have been. So part of like the piping was screwed on at a funny angle, so it kind of got thread locked, I think is the word for it, where basically it was just like, you know, when you screw on a lid and it kind of ends up, you like screw till it's like tight and then it's got like this gap kind of thing and like it's at an angle. It basically had done that. We don't know why or how it's done that, but it did that, and basically we fixed it, and sure enough, once we sorted that out, it's kind of stopped lifting the paint. And we just don't understand where this mold was growing from or how it managed to like be the cause of this, but We think it was like spurting water. We don't know why it was draining either. That was a whole nother thing. It was draining at some point, but we just don't know why. But once we screwed it on properly, like the mold stopped like instantaneously. So we're not sure what happened. Anyway, so that's kind of sorted. We're gonna test it kind of soon about and see if our if the washing machine actually like runs without leaking all over the floor like it did before, because if it does continue to do that, that's our landlord's issue. Like, we've tried like everything for that now, and for it to continue to be a problem, I'm starting to get a bit annoyed about it, because we can't use it essentially, because if it leaks all over the floor, it's bad enough that it's done it once. If it keeps doing it, we're going to get like mold under the linoleum, and obviously it's a concrete floor under the linoleum, so it's cold. It's going to just breed bacteria right from mold, fungus, and all that fun stuff. So, not the best. Oh, so sleepy. But basically, it's just kind of happening, man. Like, I don't really know what else to say about it. It's a thing. So wish us luck with that. But yeah, basically it's kind of been sorted in a way. Well, that's good. But yeah. Where is the cat? I hope the cat's okay. That's all that matters to me right now. Where's the cat? I was saying something. Right. I think it's plant time. Don't you? Or maybe we organize a bit of... Oh my god, why has he got so much middle? Eh. Eh. Jesus Christ. Is it not like in a cupboard or something? No? Hang on, why is the milk just out here and not in a, like, fridge? I know it's not open. That would imply it's long life, which, you know, okay. I do like this story. Like, they've kind of, like, they've chosen their dreams, essentially. Like, they're like, we're gonna support mom and go after our dreams. And mum's over here like, I raised you two better, you should be going out and, you know, getting, like, making the most out of your careers that, you know, I sent you to college for, kind of thing. We're over here like, Ma, straight up, let us look after you. Mom, do us a favor and shut the fuck up. Maybe. What am I doing? Getting confused is what's happening. Why has he got so many different, like, coffee makers? Like, these two things are the exact same thing. And I know that because of the eco-friendliness. Which, by the way, if you want to be eco-friendly in your coffee drinking, here's my one tip. Don't buy into the fact that everyone says, oh, get, like, a French press. Because instant coffee is fine. If you want to be, like, a coffee enthusiast, that's the right word. I called them snobs last time. If you want to be a coffee enthusiast, by all means. But, like, genuinely, it's like, if you're just drinking coffee for the energy source, just get it, like, straight up, just get it in fucking instant, you know? It'll save you money, it'll save you cupboard space, and also just it'll save you effort more than anything. Okay. Look at me go! Right. Cool, now that's all sorted and out the way. Let me just get on some plantage. Excellent. Cool, let's get the one plant that doesn't need anything of what's nearby. Get a Monstera, even though literally every single plant seems to hate it. Why is it so small? Wait. Oh, this one, like... That's not so much. To put it in its own little, like, section. So many tools. Why are you complaining? You're literally in the light source. This one doesn't want. Okay. We love a peace lily. Guys, I found a place to put my peace lily finally. I put my peace lily in the bathroom. I got a big old pot for it in a charity shop the other day for £8. Fucking beautiful. It's like a black plant pot. Like a proper old style one. With like that sort of like Oriental Asian inspired like pheasant kind of painting style. I'm not sure what it is or anything. You see it quite a lot. I don't think it's like a genuine antique or anything. It's very much not that material, but it's like such a beautiful plant pot, and I was so excited by it, and I was like, oh wow, £8 for it, I'll get that. That's a huge plant pot. What did I stick in it? I stuck my peace lily in it, and I put it in the upstairs bathroom because I was thinking, you know, I think that it would benefit from sort of that kind of environment. Because peace lilies I found like humidity, and they like water, but they don't like direct sunlight. So put it in the bathroom, kind of out of the light, but it still has something to reach for, and also like next to the shower-ish. Probably won't keep it there. It's not the best place for it, but definitely the bathroom, being in the bathroom will help. I'm excited. I love, like... Oh. But yeah, that's super exciting. Being a plant mom, it's great. One light, but it wants light to be. Also, this game has kind of I don't know how much I talked about it, but this game has inspired so much of my like recent purchases. It's been great. Like living my dream right. Yeah, I got one of these, a prayer plant, but my one's like red and green, not white and green. Wow, look at that thing. Look at that thing, it just hanging out. Oh, someone's calling you. Do you want to answer? I have no other choice. Hey girl, how's the free life? I've started really questioning if I actually like all this corporate hustle, you know? I love running a shop. Really? Your current life really suits you. You're glowing in your latest photos. And here I am climbing this career ladder. Get out the rat race then, my dude. Oh, I love it though. Wait. But you'd better come and visit me someday. Or I'll come to that tiny town of yours. Can't wait to see you. Okay, I gotta get back to work. Thanks for chatting. Bye. Okay. Wow. Look at that thing. It's just hanging out there. I still really want one of these, Thigh Constellation Monstera. I would love one of those. I'm on the lookout constantly for like someone propagating one. So one of those investments. I got one of these though. Prayer plant. Like it doesn't quite look like this. I've got one of them. Oh. Oh no, how do I put it back? feel so bad. Why are Monsteras like seem to be the hated plant on this like fucking thing? Am I not putting plants in Durkin's? Oh, I've got 2 in there, I see. Where is this? Okay. Where's this plant not getting any sun? Really would. Okay, whatever. Go. Take the urban sign. Urban. Oh, I did. That's not this. This isn't the street. I get it's like outside our shop, but like, jeez. Okay. Yay, I did it! I'm just gonna move on, because so we... not really much point us... Oh, maybe we can couple up here, you know. Random ones up in here. Dude, someone, like... My neighbors, right? I don't know whose house it is, but there's 2 different alarms going off somewhere. Alrighty, I'm back. Wow, that was a quick 6-kilometer run. Jesus Christ. Welcome back. Good to see you. Good to see you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay. And we'll just go on next. Yeah, baby! I've already showered. Holy shit, wow, that was quick. 2019, Christmas. I try to think what I was doing that year. Don't remember. We're heading out Karina. Oh, everything just fell over on my desk. We'll be back soon. I'm just heading to the supermarket. Then I'll pick up your mum and brother on the way home. Okay. Helena's coming with me. I think she's planning something. On Christmas Day, he's going to the supermarket? I'm not planning anything. I just need to buy a gift from, my friend. Alright, I get it. Bye, Karina. We'll be back in an hour. Bye, love. Bye, sweetie. So do I live here now? Oh my god, there's a double bed. Do I have a room downstairs? No, we're sharing the bed, guys. This is unchristian. Not in my good Christian house. Oh my god. We have a dog now. Good girl. Where's my cat? I don't have a cat. Where's my cat? My cat's gone. You know what I do have though? D&D. Oh my god! I know that game. Wow. I have a cat tower, but no cat. Pet Orange Bandit Rufus. Okay, so Rufus is around here somewhere. I'm just not visually seeing Rufus. I'm so confused. I saw him a minute ago, I swear. Rufus. Guys, can you see him? I did the 6 km run in 15 minutes. Holy shit. Okay. Continuing on. Apparently we're nerds. Doesn't surprise me. Oh. Oh. Fuck off! Egg carton, look. Yes. Okay. Okay, so there's nothing to unpack because I clearly already live here. Oh, find Helena's toy castle and pack it in a box. Am I moving? Toy castle. There's Rufus! Ah! My boy. That's... You can have the donut. Okay, what do we think? Where's the way? I don't know. Yeah. Okay. Ah, they're both like splintered together. Never do you drink anything you know? I will drink to that. Oh, I got produce bags the other day. I don't think I've talked about that yet. One of the things that I've been like obviously like getting a lot of stuff from the eco shop near me. Slight problem is that glass jars make a lot of noise when you put them in your like tote bag, right? They also don't feel the most secure in a loose bag, essentially, and especially if you have ones like I do where they mostly have those sort of bamboo lids that don't really have a lot to grip on, so you just kind of pray for the like trip home that it's not gonna explode all over your bag. So I looked into produce bags. One of the things I knew I didn't want with the produce bags was I didn't want mesh ones, and interestingly the shop I go to used to sell both kinds. So you can get a mesh one, like a cotton mesh one, and you can get a straight up just cotton one, right? That's like not got any gaps or anything. Like it's linen, it's like just solid. So I was like, I wanted the one without gaps in it. Because the refillery I go to doesn't really have much in terms of produce, like, that actually, like, can go in those sort of bags. You buy those bags for things like pastas, for nuts, for like what do you call it, like muesli, and like or like oat mixes, and you can put like things like flour and stuff in them. I personally wouldn't, because I just don't think that's actually going to contain them very well. Interestingly, the shop only sells the mesh ones, but not a lot of what they sell can hold them. Like, a lot of what they have is like powder. The oatmeal they have is like kind of separated. It's not really like solid pieces. So it would all just kind of fall through it. And I'm a bit like, dude, like, why do you not have the cotton ones? I think they used to, they just don't anymore. Or whatever. So I ended up having to kind of get my own. And I got some, and it was, yeah, I tried them out yesterday. It was good fun. It's a lot easier, especially if you're using the kind of Our ones have the pull down like dispensers, and they've got kind of big bottoms to them, which isn't great for things like jars and stuff where you kind of need a funnel. And I don't think the refillery I go to have a funnel that you can use, so not the best. And also they have a lot of gluten-free stuff, so part of that is due to the fact that they're trying to avoid cross-contamination sort of thing, which is like pretty common amongst most refilleries. But yeah, it's definitely one of those things. Yeah. So I got cotton produce bags. I got them hair weighted, and I put loads of pasta, like fusilli pasta in one. I put my spaghetti once I got it, like, because I got it pre-weighed, and I just put it in a bigger cotton bag I had, just on hand. And then I also got a, what did I get? Oh, I got a bunch of like dried mango, which I think I did talk about earlier. That was super. Oh, that's why it doesn't fit. But yeah, so that was good fun. I got that, and I overall had a good time with it. They were a lot easier dispensing the pastas and stuff. Definitely the investment worth it. They're definitely something I would use, and also the place I got them, like the ones I got were like, um, they came in like a bundle with quite a few of them. I don't think I'm ever gonna need that many produce bags in one go, so they're quite good for like if you want to designate ones to specific things, or you know, you don't have to use all of them for just produce. You can use them for things like uh like bread bags and stuff, which I thought I was gonna have to buy a bread specific one separately, but they gave me one big enough, so. Wow. Wait, did they have the board game table? These are really expensive, because I was looking into getting one, right? Holy shit. These things are... So this is a type of table you can get. I don't remember the brand. But it's a type of table you can get where basically you can dine at it like normal, and then these slats that you see, like the striped bits with this, they come off, and underneath is sort of like... It's like a pool table where it has a sort of like divot in it. Like it kind of like has another level to it. And you can just do things like D&D and stuff on it. puzzles are great for it and stuff, because even if you're like midway through it, you can just place the things on top of it and then it's not disturbed, which is super cool. And you can get these holders for them. They're so expensive though, so like I'm surprised that they've got this. But then mind you, I was looking at it just from a consumer point of view originally, and now if I was to look at it as a home, like, home dweller, maybe it wouldn't be too bad, but it's not feasible right now. I don't have room for a dining table right now, which sucks. But never mind. Right. Oh, is this the toy castle? I see. This is quite a cool toy, like, you build your own castle. Find presents. Okay, I found one. Oh, there's another one. God, I hope there's none upstairs, because we know for a fact that we can't actually get them now. That's a... like a dollhouse or something. Cool. Okay. God, I could do with a... we could do with a fucking cleanup, man. Look at the state of this place. Aww, hola booty. Cute. Maybe I should leave that there, actually. Find festive food and set it out on the table. Okay, so we do want all this. Lay the cookies out for Santa. Right, I think I'm actually gonna change. Wow, look at that desktop. Look. Oh, I actually, come to think of it, I wonder if this is all handmade by him, because he's a woodworker, isn't he? Carpenter, that's the one. Why can't I pick up the jelly? Okay, weird. I do it like how my family does it. Like, lay it out kind of across this way. Very cool. Right. Clean up some of our mess. Kitchen crockery and shite. Jeez, this is a lot. Why? Is this all cereal? Why do we have so many different flavors of cereal? It's all the same brand as well. What the fuck? I still don't know what those are. Oh, they kind of just float though. What the hecky? Okay. Gosh, this is so much work. Hmm. Trying to tidy up for Christmas, I guess. Don't want Mum to think any less of us. Oh. Nara, do you drink? No, I think you know. I will drink to that once again. Oh, it's looking a lot neater down here. If I do say so myself, and I do. Try again upstairs. Oh, this isn't too boring. I'm having a whale of a time. I guess it's just kind of chill content, I suppose. Watch it in the background because occasionally I say something unhinged. I suppose that's what everyone just kind of hopes for, isn't it? What is... I don't... Why do I feel like I'm not actually supposed to move that? Somebody tells me I shouldn't have done that. We shouldn't have said that. I should not have said that. Okay, I think we're good. Right, plant time. Let's go, baby. Wow. Gotta do a poncet. Is it poinsettia or poncetta? Probably neither. Alright. And we get some treat going. Okay. Oh no. Right up here. Oh. Go for one of these or one of these. Want some light, but no fucking water. Okay, easy done. And then we'll do one of these and one of these. One of these and one of these. But I think I have to go upstairs. I love Monsteras, dude. I haven't moved the Monstera, by the way. By the way, next stream, next week's stream, I'm not gonna be here. I'm gonna be in Berlin for 4 days. Well, have fun in Berlin. I hope you have a wonderful time, and I wish you have a very fun holiday, my dude, or whatever you're going for. Oh. Oh, someone is calling me. Hey, hey! Merry Christmas! Same to you. I miss the snow so much. It's 95 degrees in Thailand. And I feel... Thailand, sorry. I feel like I've forgotten how to handle the heat. I wouldn't miss the cold. I could mail you some snow. I'll just come visit you on my next vacation. I'll be waiting. Say hi to Hugo and Helena. Alright, love you, bye. Bye. Motherfucker is visiting me and doesn't even tell me. Bruh, Net, how could you? Net was trying to surprise you, just hoped you weren't in chat. Gotta have a peace, Lily. Gotta represent. Ooh. That's a fun looking plant. I've never seen one of those. I didn't know you looked. I don't think I did either. Get another piece. I just think they're neat, you know? I love a good piece. Oh, apparently these guys don't like each other. Put a cactus on Hugo's desk, find a sleigh, and bring it into the garage. Yeah, I know where the sleigh is. I didn't know I was able to move it. Okay. Okay, so... Find the soccer ball and put it in Helena's room. I did. It's right there. Interesting. Alright, I'm not doing so great on the cactus. None of these are fucking what I want. Got one. Wow, look at that. And we'll move on. We're here. I brought company. Merry Christmas, dear. Merry Christmas. Did you cook, sis? Are we in danger? Merry Christmas to you too. Pappy, give my bag. I need to put my gift under the tree. Okay, okay, here you go. Shh, be quiet. She shouldn't hear. Stay silent. Okay. So, I'm gonna move on, but we're gonna end this. So I'll just read this, and I don't think it will let me pause it. Oh, I didn't read that. It feels bigger than our house. I didn't think people would need this many flowers. Everyone wants more greenery after lockdown. Oh my god, yeah, we were just in 2019. Oh my god. I'm proud of you, dear. Thanks, Mom. Nugget also needs a bigger cafe. Mom, I'll have several cafes, not just one big one. And don't forget, I own her half of the old shop now. Yes, Nugget, I remember. Seriously, the new shop is massive, sis. It'll be a lot of work. I'm ready. I'll stay today and help you with the setup. Thanks. Wow, I've got a plant shop! My own plant shop, not like one I share with my broski, you know? Right. That. Well, I will be at Berlin and going to have fun with friends and getting hammered. Well, have fun. I hope you enjoy getting hammered and me. I don't drink, but my friends are doing it. So I'm doing it too. Don't pressure yourself. You don't have to drink to have a good time. And just because your friends are doing it does not necessarily mean you have to. Unless you want to and you want to participate, that's up to you. But don't feel pressured, and don't give in to peer pressure if they're pressuring you to. Anyway. Oh my. Sorry I spent most of this stream just kind of chatting. Oh my god, we've been streaming for 3 hours. Almost 3 hours. Holy shit. Okay. Sorry, it's kind of been one of those. I didn't really announce. Obviously, I said on Monday that I didn't think I would stream today. I was just trying to be realistic more than anything. When I was leaving work this morning, and I was like, man, I don't feel tired. I was so excited, like, because I was like, man, I can stream today, and it was great, and I was so happy about it, because I was tempted, like, I was like, maybe if I take a nap and then try and stream a bit later, but I'm glad that we were just able to go ahead and do it. I'm sorry it was a bit later than it should have been, but, you know, better late than never kind of thing, but never mind. Yeah, thank you very much for joining me today, guys. Now, I really do hope you have a wonderful time in Berlin. Lordy, keep up the running. It seems to be doing you very good in terms of happiness. And yeah, everyone, thank you for joining. Thank you for listening to let me like ramble and stuff, and you know, talk continuously, because your girl is your girl has been a busy bunny recently, and to be honest, I don't think I'm gonna be any less busy for a couple weeks. I'm gonna be honest as well. I can't guarantee that we will have a Thursday stream next week. Obviously, I will say this again on Monday as well. It's just because realistically, with any luck in the world, I'll have moved by then. And I'm really hoping that I have, because I love home. Don't get me wrong. You know, my family's here, and my bunny's here, and you know, my memories are here. But realistically, there are so many reasons why I'm moving, and I know that it's important for me to kind of get that transition in my life started, because I've never done this before. And no backing out now, you know. But it is a stressful time. But you know, I got Paul to lean on. He's moving too, so we've got each other to kind of, you know, drink and, you know, celebrate and get us through this time, and it's been good. But yeah, I'm not 100% sure also. There might also be just like a week where I just don't stream, and that will probably just be because of like if I'm moving and then I get Wi-Fi. Obviously Wi-Fi does take a while to start working properly, so it might be a while of testing and troubleshooting with streaming, and hopefully it does all work out. And I'm hoping that the Wi-Fi strength is going to be a lot better, because I found out what I'm running on in this house, and I've literally bought twice the strength, right, for the same amount of money. And I'm like hoping that it actually like does us good, like in terms of Wi-Fi speed. It's interesting as well because this is going to be the fastest internet that Paul's ever had as well. So it's the fastest internet I've ever had, and it's going to be the fastest he's ever had. So hopefully it works out. Obviously, another thing is that I won't be switching to Ethernet. I know some people kind of said to me a long time ago about getting on Ethernet. That was the plan. I was supposed to get Ethernet for the computer for streaming, but it's again just not really working out in terms of just location kind of thing. I don't know where the Wi-Fi box is going to be, and it probably won't be in my office because judging by where they plan to put the fiber box in, it's just not going to be anywhere near the office, which is a shame, but never mind. I mean, I'm not from Berlin, but I'm German. As I don't think Mina is... What do they call people from Norway? Nordic? Is that it? Oh, Norwegian. Oh yeah, Norwegian. Thanks, Lottie. I was like genuinely sat here like, wait, what do they call people from Norway? I don't think Mina's Norwegian. I think she's just from like she just lives there. I'm Cornish and I live in Cornwall, so you have that. I'm from where I live. Anyway. I'm not 100% sure if I'm gonna do a raid today just because I am knackered. Oh, Mimi's doing Warhammer. I'll just pass you guys over to Mimi just to say hi. Is Cardiff as dirty as they tell it is? I don't know. I don't live in Cardiff. To be honest, mate, I'm pretty sure Cardiff is Wales. Don't quote me on that if my geography is wrong. Yes, I'm not aware if it is or not. But Cardiff is definitely not Cornwall, my dude. I'm from Cornwall, not Cardiff. So I couldn't tell you. But if it's in Wales, maybe ask Mimi because she's kind of in the area. I don't know how close or if she's in Cardiff, to be honest. I know where she is, but I couldn't tell you off the top of my head, so she might be in Cardiff, she might not be, I don't know, and I wouldn't tell you even if I... Well, I do know, but, like, I wouldn't tell you if I remembered. But yeah, I don't know. Well, I have no idea where Cardiff is. I'm pretty sure it's Wales, and I don't live in Wales, and I have been to Wales once in my life, and it wasn't any time recently. It was when I was like 2 years old. Sorry. Yeah, I don't actually know. I know, like, I know most of Cornwall, but I don't know anything outside of Cornwall, you know? It's the capital of Wales. Oh. Yeah, I don't know. Well, there you go. You do know where Cardiff is. I can tell you. Literally, the most I've stepped out of Cornwall is to go to Devon or to go to Scotland. Those were the 2 times that I left Cornwall that wasn't to go abroad. I've been abroad several times in my life, but like not. And before anyone's like, oh, did you go to like Lanzarote or like Spain? And it's like, went to Spain, but like I mostly like went to the more kind of experience places rather than like touristy. And that's not me being a snob. That's my dad being a snob and taking us to these places, which meant very unfortunately that I went to the red light district when I was like 13, way too young to be going to the red light district. No, I did not go to pick up any prostitutes or hookers or anything like that, or get weed or whatever. And this was in Amsterdam before anyone asks. I didn't go there for that. It was literally just because my dad was like, hey, this would be like a good experience for the kids. And my mom was like, yeah, you know what? Maybe it would. And then we went and literally me and my sibling just spent the entire time with our like eyes very firmly fixed to the floor. So yeah. I googled. Very cool. Scotland. I want to go to Scotland. I went to Scotland because I was dating a guy from Scotland. And then I went to Edinburgh. He got into a fight with some random tweeny girl on the street. And I literally, like, ditched him. And that was the end of that. Obviously, like, not ditched him as in, like, left him and never went back. As in, I literally walked away from him and waited down the street. Then went, like, continued our holiday. And then I went home and then broke up with him a little while later. Not because he got into a fight, but one of the many reasons was because he got into a fight. Most normal Scottish guy. I was not aware that that was what was normal in Scotland, is just getting into random fights with people on the street. It was a bit of a, like, weird one for me. I was like, what the fuck? Literally didn't know this girl. I said to her, I was like, you literally did not know that person. Why the fuck did you start a fight? And he's like, well, she was rude to me. I'm like, you just ignore it and walk away. Like, they're looking for a reaction. It was so weird. Anyway, I'm going to pass you all over to Mimi now. Thank you very much for joining me today, guys. I'm so sorry that some of the conversations were a bit, unhinged, but what do you expect from a JasperWackx fucking stream? What do you ever expect? Mina, welcome, Mina, good to see you. Am I late? Yeah, I'm literally just about to end the stream, my dude. I'm sorry. But thank you for coming. It was good to see you. Well, that's okay. Bye bye. Good luck with stream Monday and moving. Thank you very much. Bye, Nat. Hope you have a good time in Berlin. Bye, Jasper. Bye, Lordy. I just finished eating breakfast. Very cool. I'm putting the CPU in. Yes, let's go. Right. There we go. We're gonna raid Mimi. Anyway, guys. Thank you very much for joining me today, guys. I wish you all the very best this week, and I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your week and weekend. I will see you very soon. No redeem drink, W. Thank you, Nat. I will drink to that, and I will see you very soon. Bye bye. Bye 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 bye. Now I'll drink.